Yeah, welcome back to another episode of the Format Podcast Live. Real special edition we got for y'all. What's going on, everybody? I hope you're enjoying a beautiful Saturday afternoon or a beautiful day whenever it is you're listening. We got a special treat for y'all. As you know, we don't normally go live on a Saturday afternoon anymore. However, well, let's say this. So you guys don't know, but I got my guys here. Opinion stated. I got my main man Q, the host of that. And then, of course, I have my main man Bruiser, sir, a.k.a. Bruce from the chat. And this is interesting, right? This is something that we decided we were going to do, Bruce and I, because y'all don't know that behind the scenes, we go through a lot of debates on a lot of subjects, like every day. We go back and forth, man, and we really go at it. And so what we decided to do was Bruce actually challenged me. He said, why don't we do this live? Let's talk about some of these subjects live and, give the people an opportunity to hear some of what we do. So we said, you know what? Yeah, let's work it out. Let's do that. And here these gentlemen are. And we have Q, again, the host of the Opinion Stated podcast. Go check that out. Real good content there. And he has been generous enough to come in and be the moderator so that, we don't kill each other between Baltimore and Florida. He has been generous enough to come in and be the moderator. What is that? Somebody mute your YouTube. Got it on.
Yeah. It's muted.
Awesome. So first and foremost, let's give a shout out to our guys in the chat. Chief Sid Bubba, what's going on, brother? How are you? Laker Nation, first ever member of the channel. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for being here. And whoever else is in the chat, shout out. So I'm gonna go ahead, give my spiel, and then we're gonna have Q go ahead and open it up because as you can see, we have two really good topics that we want to get into here today and just, give you all a little bit of taste of what we do, man, because this Bruce and I, we do this. So there's an opportunity for you guys to enjoy that a little bit. So we'll be right back. If you're watching here on YouTube, make sure you go ahead, click that subscribe, that like, that notification bell. Make sure you're kept aware anytime we drop new content on the channel. If you want the audio only version of the podcast, open up your audio podcast platform, hit the search bar, type in The Format Podcast, and we should come right up. If you enjoy the content as you listen, make sure you give us a like, a 5-star review, and drop a comment. All that stuff helps us rise in the algorithm, helps us find more sports fans, helps more sports fans find us, and write it down, put it in your phones, make a note of it. The Format Podcast is live Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern. And finally, if you're really and truly enjoying the podcast and you want to help the show continue to grow, make sure you go ahead, click that join button, join the channel. We're going to have some exclusive content just for you.
This next debate, the gloves come completely off. Obviously, man, all the talk and the scuttle around
Tank Davis,
NBA media, basketball talk specifically, man, the world has been arrested by this confrontation, this debate, this fodder, this bad blood seemingly between Mr. Stephen A. Smith and Mr. LeBron Ramon James.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna get into a bit of a much heated. I'm sure it's gonna be very, very heated discussion about who's right, who's wrong, and a position is gonna be taken on one side or other of this debate. So, fellas, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's start with Bruiser and his request, and talking about and broaching the subject matter. We want to talk about, Stephen A. Smith bringing into question LeBron James as a father with his statements that as a father, I'm asking you to stop this, right?
Yes.
Bruiser, when Stephen A. brought up, LeBron James and tried to appeal to him as a father, where did he go wrong?
He went wrong when he went public with the shit. Excuse my language. Why you going on national television pleading to him as a father like LeBron is not a great father for putting his son on? That's what you're basically doing. You blame LeBron for getting Bronny in the league. You pleading as a father. He's begging a grown man on national television to you're basically telling LeBron he's not a great father and his son is trash. That's what you're basically saying, Bruce. That's what you're basically saying. He's basically saying he pleading to him as a father on national television where he could have basically hey, you say him and Rich Paul cool friends. Why he didn't relay the message privately? Why he going on national television pleading and begging LeBron as a father to basically banish your son to the G League for the rest of the year, like he was a scrub. Basically, that's what basically was saying. Like your son is scrub. He basically calling us. He begging you to talk to the higher ups, or you make the call because for real he's the GM in LA for real. You pleading to him as a father, basically telling him that his son is trash, and you're the reason why he's in this position, and he's getting all this scrutiny. And he's pleading like a female. He's pleading. I'm coming to you as a father. As a father, the body language, everything, his demeanor, his body language, everything was wrong about it. He did a whole goddamn soliloquy on this shit. You pleading to a grown man on national television talk about as a father? What are you talking about as a father? Pleading as a father. That's too personal. Why are you getting so personal on national television? You talk about your cool friends with Rich Paul, and Mary Carter. Mm-hmm. Why not relay the goddamn message privately?
All right, so to that, Bruce.
Television, hold on. You want to go on national television for clicks and views and cachet? Pleading to LeBron as a father like a little goddamn girl. The body language, everything about it was his whole body language. I'm begging you as a father, please stop this. Like, come on, man. Stop the fake shit. Stop the fake shit. Then people talking about, while LeBron approached him publicly. He did. I'm so happy he did that. I mean, we're going to get to that part, but God damn it. Listen. He was a punk. He was acting like a goddamn female, pleading to another grown man on goddamn national television to basically boost his platform because they had a goddamn opinion about Bronny's game, but basically about the Sixers game. He had a bad game against the Sixers. That's what this was all it stemmed from. But, this been building up for years. LeBron had never liked Stephen A. Have you ever seen a LeBron Stephen A interview? I mean, I ain't never seen none. Yeah, man. Like, yes, he was a chump for doing all that on national TV. Like, you.
All right, can I? Man, you going?
Hold on, Bruce. Hold on. I want to run down the points made there, just to be clear.
All right,
Bruce, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm hearing you say it was fake shit that he could have, being good friends with Rich Paul, being good friends with Maverick Carter, as he always says. Yes. He could have just picked up the phone, called them himself, and said, "Man, yo, tell Bron, bro, this ain't it." But he did not do that, and because of that, you feel like it was fake. It was just for clicks. It was just for cachet, and for that, he was wrong. Correct?
Yes.
All right, cool. I just want to make sure. Make sure we're respected. I heard what you were saying because I want to redirect that over to the format, Bruce. Where is Brucey missing the point here?
Here we go with the BS, right? These damn LeBron fans be driving me out of my freaking mind. They really, really have been losing my professionalism. But let me try to break this down. You're on here, and your issue, if I'm understanding correctly, Bruce, is that Stephen A was pleading to him as a father, which means you feel like Stephen A was insulting his fatherhood, correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So that's not what you told me before. Before you told me Stephen A was crapping on his son. So now we got two different things that we don't even know what we're talking about, right? So you just walked into the punji pit. Now I'm going to let you bleed out, all right? So first off, you don't even know what your argument really is because you told me that Stephen A was going at Bronny. That's why LeBron was upset. Wait. Now you telling me that Stephen A is insulting LeBron as a father. That's what LeBron is upset about. So we really don't even know what the hell LeBron is upset about. Then we hear LeBron walked up on Stephen A. Don't be talking about my effing son, right? Then LeBron himself
knocked this goddamn block off.
Then LeBron himself gets on the Pat McAfee show, and he said, well, he's talking about me as a father, and I got to protect my home. Stephen A. didn't attack his home. What kind of foolishness is this? Secondly, if the issue is really that you have a problem with Stephen A. addressing LeBron as a father publicly, why you don't have an issue with LeBron putting his fatherhood on display publicly? Don't be a hypocrite. Keep it a buck. Keep it a buck. Be consistent. You don't have any problem with LeBron putting his fatherhood out there for all of the world and all of America to freaking consume. You don't have any problem with that because you love LeBron. But when somebody comes back and talks about it, then you have a problem with it. Which is it? If you don't want somebody commenting on your business, don't put your damn business in the street. See, here's the real problem. Here's the real freaking problem. Stephen A put a target on Bronny, not Stephen A, excuse me. LeBron James put a target on Bronny. You remember the tweets. You remember the comments. He put a target on him, then got mad when people started shooting. He pushed Bronny out in the street. Then when a car came and hit him, he wanted to pull the driver out and beat up the driver. What is that? Now you're talking about you wish LeBron had a block Stephen A's block off. You wish he would have knocked Stephen A's block off. LeBron is not built like that. All these years in the league, he never went at anybody. We heard LeBron soft. Say it. Yes, I'm saying soft. We heard D Wade say it for years. LeBron has been getting hit.
I don't get why they talk about nobody being soft.
Wade, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. No, leave that one alone. But no, D Wade talk about in terms of LeBron. We used to tell LeBron for years, you got to stand up for yourself. You got pushed back. He never did it. But he wanted to be a tough guy on a guy that's 6'2", 185 pounds. Yeah, real freaking tough. Where were you? Where was the toughness when Magic Johnson said publicly, if I was Ronnie, I would have told my dad to let me stay in the G League all year. Where was the tough guy when Kendrick Perkins was talking about Bronny? Where was the tough guy and Charles Barkley was talking about Bronny? Oh man, you
don't respect Stephen A. He don't respect Stephen A. That's why he didn't approach Magic. You know that.
Straight hypocrisy, and you down with it. Just say I'm down with hypocrisy because I love LeBron. Just say that, and we all good. Just say I love LeBron, so hypocrisy is okay. Say it.
Hold on, Bruce. Hold on, Brucey. Hold on now. I like it. Hold that fire. Hold that fire right there, Brucey. I'm gonna give you a chance to rebut that, man. And this is a serious question that he's raising, and so I want to know, why do you feel like LeBron James don't keep that same energy? Kendrick Perkins made some comments. The folks on the pivot made comments. Ryan Clark and those guys. He's got. I'm just saying, he seems to have a different energy for Stephen A. Smith. And who's the other guy that coaches college basketball now that's on Fox Radio?
Doug Gottlieb.
LeBron has it is factual that we're just looking at his responses and who he's responded to. What is going on with this not like inconsistent energy, bro? What's up with that?
Because he don't respect Stephen A. He respect all those other guys.
And what does respect have to do with that? Because he doesn't respect Stephen A. He's got different energy for Stephen A. than he does for all the other cats.
And another reason why, truthfully, can I be real?
Be real.
Because Stephen A. be in the house and we be in the field. Let me put it like that.
What makes you the arbiter of who's in the house and who's in the field? What makes you the arbiter of that? Really? What would make him be in the field for you? And real talk, why is being in the field the better place? Why? Stephen A. wasn't blessed to be 6'9", 260 pounds with God-given freakish athleticism. Stephen A. got his hundreds of millions the hard way. Not saying LeBron hasn't worked hard, but he did it a different way, right?
He chested up a little bit. Stop that. ESPN don't even like Stephen A. They don't even like him at ESPN.
If they didn't like him at ESPN, they wouldn't have just signed him for another 100 mil.
Good money.
Wow.
He's good money. Why? He's good money. Come on, now we all know that he's good money. He's good entertainment. But they don't.
But
Come on,
Brucey,
the reports just came out. Don't respect Stephen A. at ESPN. Everybody turn their nose up at him. Go ahead, bro.
Brucey. Come on, Brucey. I'm gonna ask you to just keep it clean right here. This is just a one keep it clean moment right here. Clean this up for us.
All right.
Clean this up for us. Just based on what you're saying. Again, I'm just asking you questions based on what I hear you say. So because LeBron doesn't respect Stephen A. Smith, it's okay to have a different. Did Stephen A. Smith say anything different than the other guys that he respects, or did Stephen A. Smith say something along the same lines or the same exact thing? Because I heard Stephen A. say the exact same thing that everybody else was saying. In a lot of cases, he said a lot less. But because LeBron doesn't respect him, it's okay for LeBron to attack Stephen A. or confront Stephen A. rather. Let's just say confront before somebody jumps in there and is like, he ain't attacked nobody. But it's okay for LeBron to approach the person that he doesn't respect when multiple people are saying the same thing.
The first part falls them approaching Stephen A. Okay, what's wrong with what LeBron did? He approached him publicly, like Stephen A. expressed how he feel publicly. Public versus public.
Okay.
Now, what's the second part of that? Yeah, he approached him publicly. Stephen A. went on national television with 1 million people watching and said what he said publicly when LeBron seen him publicly. And you know what? I truly believe Stephen A. was antagonizing LeBron that day that LeBron snapped. And he's sitting right next to the goddamn he's sitting right on the floor next to the Laker bench. Right next.
So you think Hold up, Bruiser. So wait, in order for this to be factual now, in order for your claim of antagonizing being factual, then that would mean you're suggesting to us that Stephen A. Smith decided that is where he wanted to submit. He found out who among his friends, because he didn't buy the tickets. He said that he was there with Larry David and whomever else who already had those seats. Those are their season seats. So you're saying Stephen A. sought out some friends of his and connections with his that had seats on the bench beside the Lakers so that he could antagonize LeBron that day?
Bro, only a LeBron fan could think something that absurd. Only a LeBron fan.
Not really. I just was saying that to spot, to put some bullshit in the conversation. Put on some real shit. That shit was building up for years. It came to a head right then and there. I guess LeBron felt like, okay, LeBron, you going on a public platform, pleading to me as a father. And when I seen you publicly on a public platform, I approached you about how I felt. That's all I got to say about that. Now, what's the second part of the question you asked me?
No, that was it. I just wanted to know if based on the bullshit that you threw, you sprinkled a little bullshit in.
I wish you would have knocked this block off.
I understand.
Just even on that talk, he would have swung back. You want to do the goddamn thing.
Well, let me respond to this, Q. Let me respond to this. So you try to say, you, like so many other people like you, that Stephen A. pretty much brought this on himself by talking about Bronny, right?
Yes.
Got you. So, okay, so you saw that, right, Q? You saw what he just said. Stephen A. brought this on himself by talking about Bronny. Hold on. But you just finished telling me that this has been building for years. So which is it? Which is it?
This is the fucking breaking point.
Better call the medic. I got you now.
It's the breaking point.
It can't be building up for years if Bronny is a rookie.
Listen, what might be small to you might be big to somebody else. Braun took it a certain type of way. The shit took him the wrong way.
You
point. We don't like Stephen A.
No, but there you go. There you go. See, you keep contradicting yourself, just like LeBron is contradicting himself. It's not about Bronny. It's about LeBron.
It's about both of them. It's about the legacy. It's about the king. The Alpha and the Omega.
First of all, Bruce, if let's say it is about Bronny. Let's say it is about Bronny. You've raised your young man. Bronny is 21 years old now. I think he's 20. He's 20. You going to protect him forever?
No,
At what point is he going to fight his own battle? What point is he going to fight his own battles? You want your son to be soft like you are? That's what LeBron want? He want to be soft and have a soft son?
You call LeBron soft to his face?
That's what he wants.
You call him soft to his face.
I would love it if he tried to hit me. I'll lay right down and be $500 million richer. I'll lay right down. So all that you talking, he said, block off. I bet you Stephen A. got a great lawyer. He's got a great lawyer.
So you the soft one calling the police snitching and shit.
I will call and snitch. Oh yeah, for all that money, I will call and snitch real hard body.
Excuse me, officer, operator.
Yeah,
His
I'll
name
be
is LeBron Ramon James. LeBron Ramon James, officer. So
Then you got
Brucey.
Stephen A. Then
on
you got
anybody.
Stephen A. with some goddamn big conspiracy theory. He coming up with every goddamn day. Talk about somebody was in the crowd filming and shit because LeBron looked up in the crowd. And you see,
Hey, well, somebody had to be
that's some bullshit.
filming because that video got out real quick.
That's some bullshit. Stephen A. should have left this shit alone the first time he addressed it. He keep coming up with shows every goddamn day.
Wait, stop. Well, let me stop you on that, right? You don't like
the crowd filming it
you don't like
filming it, so that's why LeBron looks up in this crowd. He probably looked up in the crowd because it's a natural thing to do. You already
made it clear that you don't like Stephen A. So you haven't been listening to what he's saying. The reason Stephen A. keeps coming out with retorts, he's responding to what other people are saying. So the first time,
why you keep responding? Let it go. If it's not hurting you.
So if it's not hurting you, if it's not, you ain't say that when it was LeBron. And let me also speak on it.
You act like goddamn LeBron did the whole goddamn show about Stephen A. It was a question in the midst of the conversation. It came along. He didn't insinuate the question. Pat McAfee brought it up, not him. Stephen A. coming on fucking TV every goddamn morning whining about goddamn LeBron.
Stephen A. is responding to what people are saying and what's been said. He can't respond if he's the subject.
This guy really think he's bigger than LeBron.
Oh my gosh!
Problem. This guy.
Yo, bro, dude, look at you getting all that and over LeBron. Is LeBron sending you checks too? You on the team too?
I'm just calling him how I see it.
Nah, man, you wild. First of all,
hold on, gentlemen. To your corners, gentlemen.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
To your corners, gentlemen. To your corners. Hold on. Y'all here, yeah. Let's get some combinations in here. You know what I mean? Let's see some of that footwork. So you know what I mean? You both have powerful points, man, and very solid arguments that you're making. So I want to make sure that those are clear and they don't get lost in the shouting match. This is why we stopped tuning in to ESPN. I want to hear succinct arguments here so we can be clear on what the positions are, right? And so, Bruce, you're making some great points, brother, and I can respect it and I appreciate it. You know, your position, I don't have to agree with it to honor what you're saying. So in honoring what you're saying, I want you to tell myself, Bruce, and also the chat, specifically what Stephen A. Smith said. I ain't talking about the father part because we already addressed that. What did Stephen A. Smith say about Bronny specifically that you think is the catalyst for LeBron going off the deep end about this Stephen A. Smith shit?
Say that again one more time. Let me hear it clear. This real quick. Say it again.
What did he say? What did Stephen A. Smith actually say about Bronny that could have been, like you said, this was the fuel to a 2011 long-standing beef with Stephen A. So what is it that Stephen A. Smith actually said? Was it just the father thing, or did Stephen A. actually say something about Bronny that sent LeBron over the edge?
He basically insinuating, implying that Bronny was trash and he's not worthy to be in the NBA. I guess that he was at that time. I guess that Sixers game. He basically insinuated that Bronny was trash, and he doesn't.
So let me ask you.
He's not.
So let me ask you. Was he right? Was he lying? Based on that game, based on what Bronny had done up to that point.
He flip-flop every goddamn week. One moment it is this, and one moment it's that. Just like earlier this week, he come over with a whole goddamn apology. Oh, I want to apologize. I admit I was wrong. But the next week is going to be something different when he struggled.
Respect.
Instead of saying, I'm going to give him grace for this game. Okay, he struggled this game, but I ain't going to put my foot on his neck like I usually do. And please the national television as a father.
Brucey, respect.
One moment is this, one moment is that.
Brucey, respect. I appreciate that because I don't like the flip-flopping either. You know what I mean? I don't want nothing flip on my pancakes and my lady. You know, well, that's different. That's a whole other subject conversation. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with you 100%, bro. That's one of the things that I don't like about mainstream media, folks, is the flip-flopping back and forth. Having some evidence presented to you and then changing your position is totally different than going back and forth being like, insinuating or implying that this kid is trash, and then be like, nah, I may have been wrong. Oh no, he trash. Like, I don't like that.
You're
Pick a
right.
stance, stand on it. So I appreciate you. I'm talking about you specifically, Brucey. I appreciate you, bro. Like, you had to, you know what I mean, go taking a side to be like, respond to somebody in chat by saying, bro, this is my authentic, genuine opinion. This is my take. This is not clickbait. This ain't no
Right.
fluff. I'm saying what I believe, and I can appreciate you for that. So I do want to say that respectfully. I'm going to redirect here to Format Bruce. Format
Okay.
Bruce, what did what did Stephen A. Smith say that you feel like, or do you feel like Stephen A. Smith said anything wrong?
I don't feel like Stephen A. Smith said anything wrong, right? Because at that time when he was making the commentary on Bronny, it was the same thing that we have all seen on Bronny up until that time. He was absolutely terrible up until recently when he had the 17 in the NBA game. He had the 39 in the G League, right? Up until that time, Bronny had been terrible. And Stephen A. didn't even say that. He's just saying, yo, he's not ready yet. And that was absolutely true. And on the real, on the NBA level, he's still not ready. And that's the same thing we've all been saying. The great Magic Johnson said it. Kendrick Perkins said it. Barkley said it. Shaq said it. On a much lower level, I said it. So many of us independent creators have said it. That's not a shot at Bronny. That was saying what the truth is, that he wasn't ready. So again, this is where Stephen A. said, look, this wasn't about Bronny. This was about LeBron looking for a reason to take a shot at me, right? And so I wanted to address something, if I can go back a second, that Brucey said earlier when he was saying that what's wrong with LeBron addressing Stephen A. publicly as Stephen A. addressed the situation publicly. First, the public discussion of Bronny started with LeBron himself. We know that. With the tweets. Oh, I'm watching NBA League Pass, and he's better than some of these players in the NBA right now. This time, Bronny is still in high school. Bronny's still in high school. The Lakers lose a game later that night. LeBron is tweeting, we could use Bronny. He could help us on the team right now, right? He could help the Lakers right now. So this is public, and this is a greater sphere of influence than just American TV, because LeBron is global on X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it, right? Global is greater than just American TV, correct? In terms of its reach, right? So if you want to talk about public, LeBron started it publicly. Stephen A. says what he says. And then Brucey here has no issue with LeBron running up on Stephen A. Cool. But the reason I call it a sucker move, and I will until the day I die, is because when LeBron ran up on him, when did he run up on him? During a timeout in the third quarter.
It was last night.
Hold on. How long is a timeout? 30 seconds. So LeBron makes sure he has time to run over there, curse Stephen A. out, and then go. Stephen A. has no opportunity to retort. That's why it was a sucker move. See, you're saying, oh, what's wrong with him approaching him publicly? Because he didn't give that man a chance to respond. Because that's not how LeBron moves. LeBron wants to control everything, right? He wants to be the chess master. Cool. But you don't get to be the chess master, and then everybody else is saying, well, he did it publicly, but he didn't do it publicly the way a man would. If I run up on you publicly and I got something to say, I'm not going to run up on you publicly with something to say, and so that you don't get a chance to respond to me, right? We're going to do that. Steve has a great point in the chat. It was the verbal equivalent of a cheap shot, right? Right? That's what that was. That's why I say that was a sucker move, and that's why I don't have a lot of respect for the way LeBron handled it.
I thought it was brave.
How was it brave? It was a bully move. It wasn't brave.
Ain't no bully. Ain't no picks. Ain't no picks.
Okay, so
listen, for LeBron to snap like that, and how humble and stoic he is, and quiet he is,
and cowardly he is,
private person, for him to snap like that, he meant that. And it wasn't about it was Stephen A. Would it have been different if it was Kendrick Perkins he did it to?
I would have seen that as real different. Yes, it would have been real different. Because Kendrick Perkins, look him in the eye. Kendrick Perkins a big man just like he is.
Wouldn't have the size of a person mattered in the fight.
If I run up on somebody small, right? I'm 6 feet tall, right? About 250. If I run up on somebody small, you're gonna say, "Damn, Bruce, that was a sucker move. Why you did that?" Right? Why haven't you ever heard the expression "pick on somebody your own size"?
I don't want to hear it. Well, Stephen A. talked about game.
Let me keep it basketball with that. Back in the 80s, Michael Jordan and the Bulls were playing against the Utah Jazz. Mike went down, got a dunk, right? dunked on somebody small from the Jazz. And somebody from the Jazz bench yelled out, Mike, why don't you pick on somebody your own size? He came down after that, dunked on 7'4" Mark Eaton. Was he big enough for you? Right? That's real. That's real. Not trying to punk out somebody a lot smaller than you and not even giving them a chance to respond. So why didn't he walk up to him after?
Like he's so tough all the time.
Hold on. Why didn't he walk up to him after the game was over? Why didn't he do that? The camera still would have been rolling. There would have still been people in there. Whoever the film guy that he put up in the crowd would have still been there. Why didn't he do that? So because he didn't want Stephen A to respond. That's why.
It was on site. All right, man. Go ahead, bro.
So that's a good point. That's a great point, Brucey, and you said it. It was on site. So in his mind, based on this is LeBron James I'm speaking of. In his mind, based on what you're saying, he had gotten to the point, man, where he was fed up, and it was on site. And it was on site. That's your argument, right? Okay, cool. Right. That's fine. I can hear that, and I can process that. And so my question is related to where I'm from. I'm like you, bro. I'm 45 minutes from where you from, being from DC, right?
Yes.
And so I know how we do. I know what creed we stand on. I understand what respect and how we move and how all this works. But I'm going to give you a scenario here that I'm sure you can relate to. In DC, we call it Jonah. The world now calls it roasting. The world now calls it roasting. And so I know that I have some I don't think I've met funnier motherfuckers roasting than folks from Baltimore. And so what I'm saying is this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm certain that you can put yourself in a situation where, you know what I mean? The session is going, people get to laughing. Somebody else might sneak in a few little sneak roasts on the side, like, yeah, them shoes is looking like potatoes, though.
Right.
So in a situation like that, where multiple people are getting shots in, which happened in the media. Multiple people were getting shots in on Bronny and about Bronny and regarding LeBron James and his nepotism move to get Bronny into the league. In that roasting situation, you're saying it's okay for me to turn my opinion when it's just me and Bruce roasting. We Jonah. We getting our thing off. You saying it's cool for me to turn away from Bruce to be like, oh y'all, or everybody, and just punch somebody else in the face who just jumped in? Also, even though they doing the same thing Bruce was doing, why ain't punch Bruce? Why is it okay for me to not punch Bruce, but to punch the other cat? You know what I mean? Like, why?
Because you don't like Stephen A.
Down. To me, it seems like Stephen A. Smith or Stephen A. Smith as a target means that LeBron was punching down. So to that point of the scenario, it's okay for Stephen A. for LeBron to punch down at Stephen A.
That's why it was a sucker move.
You know what opinion stated? I stand on what I believe. Goddamn, you want to run your mouth like you tough? You want to say shit you ain't supposed to be saying? And when I see you was on site, it's okay to punch down. It's fair game.
Okay.
Hey, Bruce, let me ask you.
And hold on, Bruce, because I knew he was going to say that, and that's cool. You know what I mean? Like, I just wanted you to go on record actually saying it because I understand where you're coming from. And so I only wanted that to be clear because maybe there is somebody who can't, bro, understand and who's not thinking with that frame of mind because we come from a different place, bro. So I get it, right? And I just wanted to make sure that we clarified that as a point because I know that that's your point, but I wanted to lay out all those factors because certainly when I watch shows and I see people debating and I hear people's takes, you always want to get those kinds of questions in as you're watching from behind the screen, but you don't necessarily get to do it. So then people jump in the chat and they start asking these kinds of questions, right? And so I just wanted to make sure that I had you know what I mean, like offer that because that's real. That's like I don't care. I get it. You know what I mean? It's basically what I'm hearing you say. Yeah, bro, I don't care, bro. I'm gonna punch down in the situation because this dude deserves it based on his action and based on me not liking him or us having an issue. It's different from me and a homie.
All that came to hear from him being a bootlicker for the past for ESPN and doing I'm gonna keep it clean, man.
Yo, I got a question for you, Bruce. I got a question.
That's why I said it. Go ahead. Let it go. Go ahead.
ESPN and all that for all these years, right?
Yes.
You have no problem when he is the number one part of the apparatus that has raised LeBron to the level that he's on. You have no problem when he bootlicking.
He ain't raised, don't know he have it. LeBron raised this. LeBron is the king.
You got to be kidding me.
He's the Alpha and Omega, the chosen one. They got it tatted on his back.
So
can't do shit. If Stephen A. wasn't here and nobody was here and LeBron still did what he supposed to did in NBA, it'd be the same thing.
You don't
move no needles.
Let me understand this. You don't. First, Stephen A. don't move needles.
Not for LeBron. He don't even like the guy.
Okay, so let's do this. You really don't think the media has played a role in LeBron's ascension? Let me make sure I understand that correctly.
Of course it did, but hey.
Okay, just checking. Okay, cool. So I want to make sure I understand this. You admit that the media has played a role in LeBron's ascension, right? You just said that, so I want to make sure I get that.
Not all of it. Probably a quarter. Probably a quarter of it.
Okay, cool. So you admit that the media has played part of the role in LeBron's ascension.
A quarter, not even half.
Okay, fine. And let me understand this. What is the largest sports media company in the world?
Fox.
That's actually not true. Sports media, not media, sports media. ESPN is the largest sports media company in the world. I'm building. Hold on. And who is the biggest name and has been for at least the past decade in ESPN sports media? Go ahead, tell me. Who is it?
I think Pat McAfee right now, though. But
okay, you're lying because they just finished giving Stephen A. all this money.
Yeah, Stephen A. because he hooped and he cried about not having more money to pay.
So now we'll continue. So what you've just done here, see, you're bleeding out again. We really need to get this medic to help you because you're hurting. So you've just admitted that the media has played a role in LeBron's ascension. Then you admitted that the largest.
Make sure you put a quarter. Yes,
right. And you just followed that up by admitting that the ESPN is the largest sports media company in the world. Then you followed that up by admitting that for the last decade at least, Stephen A. Smith has been the number one member of ESPN, the biggest voice. Hold on. Right. So then, okay, cool. So then by default, then you admit taking a shine. Hold on. So then by default, hold on. So then by default, you have just admitted Stephen A. Smith played a role in LeBron James's ascension. So he's a bootlicker.
Yet media as a whole.
Hold on. I'm still talking. So then you have admitted Stephen A. Smith has played a role in the ascension of LeBron James, but he's also
the media.
Which is it?
Not Stephen A. The media. So you're trying to individualize Stephen A. as one, he's the main. No, the media as a whole.
You see how I just walked him into that, right? You see how I just walked him into that? Okay, there we go. So Stephen A. had a major role in the ascension of LeBron James, but you still have an issue with him. Does that make sense to you? It shouldn't to any rational thinking person. It shouldn't.
Nah, because
it doesn't matter.
It don't matter if Stephen A. pumped him up or not. And I got a question for you, Bruce, from the show from the other day.
Go.
Bruce, you basically call Pat McAfee unprofessional because of his the way he interviewed, right? That's what you basically was saying. I don't like it. Why you don't like it? Because it ain't the way you would do it? Everything don't revolve around you. Everything that revolves around you, you can talk about Pat McAfee. I don't like the interview style. I don't like it. It's not professional. It was more of a conversation than an interview. He's not a real journalist.
He's not a real journalist. And if you listened carefully to me in that show, instead of just trying to pick out stuff to attack, I also said multiple times, I also need to accept the fact that he's not a journalist. Didn't I say that multiple times? I did, right? I said that multiple times. That said, I did say that I didn't like the way Pat McAfee handled it because if you listen, all he was doing, I can't say that. But he was doing a whole lot of what's the word I'm looking for?
He's bootlicking because he was bootlicking LeBron because he was acknowledging him on his accomplishments. He's bootlicking.
No, that's not what. No.
See what you is? He's bootlicking because he's a fun-loving guy. Pat McAfee is a fun-loving, happy. He's like everybody. He's praising LeBron. He's praising him.
He started the interview by telling LeBron how much he loves him and how much he's his favorite.
What's wrong with that?
Hold on. Because when you're interviewing somebody, that's not how you go about it. And then on top of that, even during the interview, when LeBron was flat out lying at some points, or when LeBron at some points was contradicting things he said, not weeks, not months, not years prior, but in that same interview, 10 to 15 to 20 minutes prior, there was zero pushback from McAfee. He didn't conduct that interview properly. That's
what he was lying about, Bruce. He probably over-exaggerated. He wasn't lying about anything. He over-exaggerated. You getting it mixed up. What did he lie about? He over-exaggerated some things, yes. But what did he brutally lie about? What did he lie about? You're getting the words mixed up. He exaggerated.
So, okay, cool. So, I mean, so the fact is this. Look, I know you're a LeBron guy. I know you don't like Stephen A. So clearly, despite the fact that when I'm doing a show and I play the sound, probably people get irritated every 60 to 90 seconds. Like you can attest to this. I'm stopping it, providing context, fact checking, doing all these things while it's playing, right? This is how I do the show. Okay. So it's not like I'm sitting here waiting till the end and just making stuff up. That's how I run that particular type of show. So you were listening, but not listening. You were listening for reasons to attack me, not listening.
One more question. You're gonna let you give it back to you. One more question. Okay, the other day, you said you were saying Braun showed fake humility because he was afraid. Because he showed fake humility because he confessed that he was afraid to be compared to the greats at such a young age. How that fake humility, Bruce?
How is it fake humility? Because he has the chosen one tattooed on his back.
What they got to do with anything?
That's not humility.
What they got to do with anything when a 17-year-old kid admitted that he was afraid to be compared to the greats?
If you're humble, you're not going to tattoo the chosen one across your back. Okay. That does not equal humility.
That's how you think. And you're thinking.
It's not about my
thinking. On their back, every motherfucker's got 1,000 tattoos on them.
You're missing the point.
No. I'm not missing the point. You know what? And know what the thing is, though? The funny thing about the chosen one tattoo, and it happened. He is the chosen one. And it's crazy. He talked his talk and walked his walk with that tattoo.
Check this out. Humble, reflecting, expressing, or offered in a spirit of deference or submission. Not proud or haughty, not arrogant or assertive. How is it humble if you tattoo the chosen one across your back? That doesn't fit any of those things I just said. Or am I misunderstanding? See.
That's your way of thinking, Bruce.
My way of thinking is Merriam-Webster's way of thinking. Nice try, though. Nice try.
Okay, I got you. Okay. Because you don't like tattoos.
Meetings.
Hey, Bruce, you got tattoos?
Gentlemen, to your quarters. Hold on.
All right.
Pause. I can respect it. I can appreciate the discourse, right? And especially digging into, you know what I mean, the other layers of hate, dislike, etc. for LeBron James.
Let's talk about the Pat McAfee interview.
Well, yeah. So the McAfee interview, because you guys are specifically speaking about that, I want to talk about the things because you guys are saying stuff about it. But for those of us who've seen it, and for those who may, based on what you're saying, want to go back and look at it, what happened during that specifically, Format Bruce? What happened during that interview? You know what I mean? What was it said or stated, or kind of disingenuously said that you have an issue with, that you take issue with? What was that? Because Brucey is speaking to some things that unless we go back and watch that show, the other show that you produce, we don't know exactly what he's speaking to that you responded to. So what was it from that show that stood out that made you respond so that we can be brought into the conversation?
So I don't want to keep us here all night, but what I will do is I'll point to two things specifically. And Chief Sid Bubba just said it in the comments. One was him taking a shot at Brian Windhorst, which I didn't like at all, because Brian Windhorst has been arguably his biggest supporter in the media for the last 25 years. Now, Nick Wright and Shannon Sharp came around, in the last 8 to 10 years. Brian Windhorst has been there from the very beginning. And I really didn't like him taking a shot at Windhorst at all, because Windhorst has had at every turn done his absolute best to protect LeBron, to the point of even being disingenuous for LeBron. He has never criticized LeBron. Like, I didn't like that. There was that. And then I also didn't like the hypocritical nature of LeBron's speech, which I should be used to by now, but I'm going to give one specific example. LeBron is always complaining about he doesn't like being compared to other eras. He doesn't like when guys talk about how guys from this era couldn't play back then. Then he goes and says Giannis would score 250 points in a game in the 70s. Now, we know that he was being, facetious when he said 250. But regardless, what he was doing was blatantly disrespecting that era and its players. And then talking about how they would tell Kyrie, you can't dribble anymore and all this. And I'm like, really? So you don't like it when guys from the previous eras talk about how you play, but you're going to denigrate them by talking about how these guys today would go back and just be so dominant, right? He says Giannis would score 250 as if Wilt Chamberlain didn't play in the 70s, Nate Thurmond and Bob Lanier, right? As if an all-time elite scorer in Rick Barry, the only guy to ever lead Division I basketball in college, ABA and NBA in scoring. The only guy to ever do that, elite scorer, third highest scoring average in an NBA Finals series, Rick Barry, that guy, right? But he's acting like nobody could do anything back then. So I didn't like the blatant hypocrisy that LeBron James espoused, but that's nothing new for him, right? So it's the hypocrisy and him taking the shots at Brian Windhorst, two very specific things that really antagonized me.
Cool. So then, with that being the case, Brucey, what was it that you didn't like about what he's saying?
What Bruce Hope saying?
What
he's saying?
Yeah. You took an issue with his takes on that, right?
Yes. Well, like I said, let me see. He basically he basically brought up, you questioned the legitimacy of LeBron revealing at 13 years old he knew he had something special.
Mm-hmm.
And at 8 he could flip play. At 8 years old he said he could flip plays. You questioned that was a lie. You say he's lying. He just, oh my God, you can't take his word for it at all. I'll be like, God damn. Can you at least give him the benefit of the doubt when he said this? You don't believe LeBron at 13 years old and 8 years old show signs of being a gifted athlete? You're basically saying he was lying about that. Basically.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Because in that same show, I talked about how at his early ages and his early athletic pursuits, that he was more physically gifted than everybody else. And normally at lower levels of athletics, when you're more physically gifted, you're going to win. When he was talking about being a winner from the time he was a kid. What I was actually pointing to was when I said, when I talked about him being a liar or me not giving him the benefit of the doubt, I talked about that because on many different interviews, he has had different statements about how early he started playing basketball. Because at one point he says he didn't start playing until he was like 13. On another point, he said he didn't start playing until he was like 11. On the Mind the Game podcast, he's saying, well, at 8, 8 years old, he was playing and he could flip plays in his head. Like, come on, man. This is what I'm talking about.
Goddamn. 8, 13, that ain't too far from me. Y'all in the same range, Bruce. You're making it seem like he lying about the shit. Like you basically saying,
Bruce, if every time somebody tell you something, they give you a different story, it's hard to take that. It's hard.
And Brian, I'm so glad he said that about Brian Windhorst. I truly think Brian Windhorst is the goddamn suck up. That's all he is. I'm so glad. I always wonder, like, I don't never see. Hold on, let me say this. Have you ever seen LeBron and Brian Windhorst together? Like, when has this fairy tale relationship come from?
They went to the same high school. Brian Windhorst was on his basketball team, and Brian Windhorst's mom was one of LeBron James's teachers.
So why do you mean like what he said about Brian Windhorst is the truth? Who the fuck is this guy? Like LeBron said, I don't even know who this guy is.
What do you mean?
His career is based off sucking up to LeBron.
Y'all hear this?
Yes.
Do y'all hear this?
If LeBron say he don't even know the fucking guy, why you can't believe the shit?
Okay, because first of all, he does know him because they played on the same basketball team in high school. So one, he knows him.
You don't mean that he know him.
Two, Brian Windhorst has written 4 books about LeBron, so he knows him. Brian Windhorst is, and now remember, hold on, Bruce, remember, about 10 minutes ago, 10, 12 minutes ago, you admitted that the media played a role in LeBron's ascension. Brian Windhorst has been working for ESPN all these years. So Brian Windhorst is part of that apparatus. See, you keep walking in. You keep walking in and catching these IEDs. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Eras. When you say Giannis would dominate the 70s.
Now you're the topic. Interesting.
Do we got all night? I'm not moving the subject. I'm just saying. Do we got all night?
Go ahead. I see what you do.
Okay,
go ahead.
Be honest now. You said that about Giannis. He was over exaggerating. We all know that. But I truly believe Giannis would dominate in the 70s. Not saying Nate Thurman and Wes Unseld and them not tough. But let me say this about the era shit. It's one person that's not better than the other. The older era is talking down on the modern game, and the modern game is disrespecting. Everybody disrespecting each other. So who's wrong in the goddamn equation?
That's true. My issue, what up, Ka? My issue is this. Like I said, my main issue is if you're saying you don't like people talking about your era, don't disrespect theirs. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying either is right or wrong. I'm saying you don't get to say that and then do the same thing. That makes you a hypocrite, right? That's what I'm saying. And real quick, in terms of Giannis getting busy in the old era, he wouldn't. Do you know why? Well, I'm going to say it very simply.
He's got to carry the ball.
Because of the turnovers. He would get pulled real fast. The carrying, the double dribbling, and the traveling.
Here you go. About Stephen A. Stephen A., a damn diva. Big mouth Stephen A. Goes on First Take yesterday and try to put LeBron, try to really make LeBron look bad by lying, even though he retracted his lie, saying that he wasn't at Kobe funeral. Then he brought up the Dwayne Wade wedding, whatever, Hall of Fame induction, and he tried to shit on LeBron that way. And the facts came out that he actually was at the funeral. He didn't want to be filmed. So he had to go on social media on his platform to retract the lie. But if you're such a smart ass, know-it-all like Stephen A. claimed he be, you should know that before you even open your mouth about it on the public platform.
Yes.
And some punk shit. So let me pull up. Then on some punk shit, we'll try to throw the D Wade Hall of Fame ceremony thing in there. Let me ask you this, Bruce. Do you have friends all across the world that have important moments of life that you couldn't attend because of something?
Yeah.
Okay, then. They're trying to make it seem like LeBron was basically a bitch for not make it seem like he's wrong for not going to D Wade Hall of Fame.
Couple things, right? So yes, I have friends all over the world, obviously serving in the military, where I couldn't go to their things for whatever reason. But here's the difference. I don't have a private jet. I'm not a billionaire. I can't move pretty much. Thank you, Steve. Exactly.
I was busy.
Hold on. LeBron, if he doesn't have a game, can pretty much move how he wants to move. He's a billionaire. He has a private jet. If he wants to be somewhere, he can make sure he's there, right? And for a guy that's supposed to be your brother, right, which we've proven he doesn't really see Dwayne Wade as a brother because the way he's moved in the past, that's not how you treat a dude who's your brother.
You know why? Fingernails, but that's
hold on, right? So there's that. Now, let's go back to Stephen A. because you brought this up. Stephen A. lying about LeBron not being at the Kobe thing, right? Okay, cool. Stephen A. was absolutely wrong on that. And you know what? I was wrong on it too, because when I heard that and read that, a couple of years ago, whenever it was, hold on. I'm sitting here and I'm telling you, I was dead wrong because I went along with that without doing the journalistic principle and fact checking it and verifying it. I went along with that as well. And I went with it. But here's the difference. I was wrong, but I didn't lie. And let me tell you why I didn't lie. Because lying is defined as an assertion of something known or believed by the speaker or writer to be untrue with intent to deceive. See, this is the part you're missing. You're missing the intent to deceive. So I wasn't lying. I was just wrong. You can be wrong about a statement you make without lying, right?
Every time you want to bring out your big guns that go into your journalistic bag and you go deep into words and you flip it all into the words instead of going to the principle of it all. You should have said it if you didn't know the fact, to know the 100% truth. Period. And principles. Come on now. That's unwritten rule. If you don't know the absolute fact before you go on in front of millions in the morning, don't say it if you don't know that it was for a fact. Before you bring that up, that was
agreed. But what I'm saying is that doesn't mean he was lying. See, at the end of the day, words have meanings for a reason.
You gotta get personal all of your feelings and try to bring up something like that, though. That's some punk shit. Some big a girl to do. You bringing up stuff that you didn't do right because you're in your feelings. You go on a platform and try to bring up stuff. Who does that?
So let me dive in. Let me dive in, Bruiser. You're right. What kind of man does that? And so that's your personal position that you're taking on it to be like, bang, that's not man shit. A man don't do that, right? And so those who have the position that, man, running up on a motherfucker ain't man shit either. You know what I mean? Like, or it could appear to be you want some bully shit. You want some.
We can agree to disagree on it. We can agree.
Right. So I'm just saying that's that. Everybody can kind of look at a thing outside looking in and be and just define it as that's not how a man moves or what kind of a man would do that, right? Clearly that man did it. And so without us spending time in this debate arguing like you understand what that man was thinking or why that man was moving the way that he does or why he functions, because that's none of us are personal friends with any of these people, right?
Yeah.
So we can only analyze the facts and what we've seen, but to get the conversation back to the point of just the things that are happening in the media that surround LeBron James, based on some things that you guys have brought up that I feel like is very important to kind of lay out. If a long-standing feud between Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James has gotten us to this point. So you have Stephen A. Smith, who's a former journalist, but now a TV pundit, columnist, analyst, whatever titles he has because of his ESPN outfit. And you also have not only Stephen A., but you have the Brian Windhorst that you guys brought up. You have other people in the independent and also mainstream media space like Kendrick Perkins and some of the others who've said things, made comments about Bronny, made comments about Bron, from Shaq to Chuck to a whole bunch of a slew of people. I mean, we could. I mean, the list will be a mile long. We went through all the folks in sports media who are credentialed in sports media, who have cachet in sports media, who've spoken about LeBron James as it pertains to Bronny or just LeBron James in general. So I'm making that statement to say, where is it? Like, how do we distinguish when it's okay to speak about LeBron and when it's not okay to speak about LeBron, and who is allowed to speak about LeBron at this point? If Brian Windhorst can be supportive of him all this time and be called a weirdo in an interview, well, who can speak about the guy? And if people who are paid to actually give their opinion about him and to give their opinion about sports in general can't say anything about him, like who can say something about him, bro?
Nick Wright and maybe Shannon Sharp, but maybe not Shannon Sharp because he just got on LeBron for the terrible end of the game the other night against the Bulls. So maybe he's out too. So definitely Nick Wright though. Nick Wright never ever criticizes LeBron.
Well, anybody, like LeBron said in a Pat McAfee interview, I take his word for it verbatim. Like keep it in context on basketball court. I don't care what you say. Once you get into little snide remarks, and you want to talk about, look at Jordan. He cuts people off when people say about him. Team,
we're not talking about Jordan. Not about Jordan though.
Man, but like Jordan, you better not say nothing about Jordan.
That's a real feminine move, right?
I ain't even gonna go there.
Feminine move. Now you want
who can say something about LeBron? Anybody else but Stephen A. That's what it looked like. You don't like Stephen A.
Yeah, apparently, right?
Court, man. Don't try to be snobby. Don't be flip-floppy. Don't be fake.
So let me ask you this, right? You said
Stephen A. actually believes LeBron don't like him because he got him number 2 all time. That's what Stephen A. That's what it's all about. Stephen A. actually believes in his heart, in his soul. LeBron don't like him because he got him number 2. On time. Dwayne Wade got him number 2. There's a lot of his homeboys got him number 2. He's still cool with them.
No, but listen, You heard what he said when he said, he told Rich Paul, you act as if it's an insult that I have him number 2. And Rich Paul said, it is.
That's what Rich Paul said. Did LeBron say that verbatim? I don't care what no Rich Paul say. I'm talking about, did you hear LeBron say that? It is. That's Stephen A. actually believe in his heart that LeBron don't like him because he got him number 2 all time. This is basically the root of the issue.
Let me ask you this. Because it's my bad. Go ahead, Q.
Go ahead, man.
I was just going to kind of redirect to that point because he answered the question and I heard the answer and it's a good answer. I'm glad you gave a straight answer on that. So anybody can speak about LeBron James in your words except Stephen A. Smith. LeBron James is a basketball player. He is an athlete.
I know. Stephen I'm just saying it to fluff a little bit. I was fucking around.
Okay, because I was about to say
that's how it seemed.
Right, but my point is, it doesn't matter if it's Stephen A. Smith who spoke negatively, I guess, about LeBron James, right? Based on how LeBron James is responding and reacting to him. It doesn't matter if it's Stephen A. Smith who's speaking negatively or Brian Windhorst who's speaking positively, bro. Like this dude, who can talk about it? That's my point. Who can talk about the guy?
He's not the person we think he is.
Oh wow!
Well,
I'm just saying. Without actual information on any of that. My point is, just based on what we've seen from Windhorst in the mainstream media, he always speaks very glowingly of LeBron James, with the exception of him even backpedaling from statements that he made on his on TV. Then he went on his podcast and retracted. When he spoke, he kept it the most real about bro. I was shocked, actually. I happen to believe this is just my belief based on what I saw on the network that day. The bosses told them enough of this bullshit because Stephen A. even pivoted at that point from saying LeBron deserves this. LeBron, if he wants it to play alongside his son, which he was speaking very positively this entire time about Bronny. That one day he switched up, and Windhorst switched up too, and kept it real and was like, "Yeah, Bronny man ain't ready." Whatever he said about him, and then he went back. He flip flopped though, but he went back on his actual. But that was the first time I ever heard him say anything that is even remotely close to being negative about the James family, right? But he's never had anything negative to say about LeBron James, and LeBron James will drag this man. I mean, just volunteered his name in the interview. LeBron brought him up. He wasn't subject to conversation. He and LeBron have not had an issue that we know of. To your point, we don't know who he is behind the scenes and what that has been behind the scenes, but clearly they don't have a relationship behind the scenes at all. Because LeBron said, "Who is this guy?" He spoke about this dude like he was beneath him, bro. Which is not cool. So my point in bringing all of that up is we got one person positively speaking about you, one person, maybe who has some bad blood, which it can be said that they've had bad blood for years. What kind of control are we willing to surrender to figures in sports like a LeBron James or because of their superstar? It's cool for us to allow them to control who talks about them and who doesn't talk about them. Does that not strike you as kind of odd?
No, because LeBron fans' minds don't work like the rest of us. So let me ask you this. I'm gonna ask a real serious question here. Dang, it just it just skipped me. I was gonna say, all right, come back to me. My bad, Q. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought.
The Alpha Omega. No, I always call LeBron the Alpha and Omega, but that's probably the only pushback I may have. I'm gonna be objective here. Just like I say, who can control who say, but it's crazy. Right. That's a good question. That's something you gotta really deep. That's a layer of thinking. Right. And I ain't that witty right now. And I ain't gonna lie. Wow, that was a great question.
It's real. And I only asked it, bro.
Bruce, go. Then I'll feed off Bruce. Go ahead.
No,
Bruce.
It's good. I just want to clarify. So why I asked the question because it is multi-layered. It's a very multi-layered conversation that
dumb it down. Just dumb it down.
No, I'm just saying, but it's a very nuanced conversation. So when you're saying dumb it down, I get it, right? Because there's just so many different nuances and things that people are getting emotional about, and that they want to be emotional about. And so I'm just saying, or I'm asking, who? At what level? I guess do we even try to wrap our minds around it's okay for this person to speak about LeBron James, but not that person in media to speak
Or
about him.
about this
Like, at
topic.
what point in our minds does it click for us naturally to be like, oh yeah, that's the kind of person who's okay to speak about LeBron versus the kind of person?
I got you. Go ahead, Bruce.
All right, so this is what I was going to say. Let me just get this off before I forget. I'm sorry, guys. Real quick, LeBron was the one that started more than an athlete, right? He doesn't just want to be a basketball player, and that's fine. You are a person, complex, nuanced, as Q said, multi-layered. Cool. You're more than an athlete, but you only want people to talk about what happens between the lines. That doesn't add up. You can't be more than an athlete, but only talk about the basketball, right? How does that work? Hold on. What it really is I'm more than an athlete, but I only want you to say the things about me that I like. That's what it really is. But go ahead.
Hey, Bruce, hold up. Bruce, seriously, Bruce.
Seriously.
What has LeBron really done? I just need to know.
No. I'm saying, I'm making a point.
Real quick. We ain't got to go be long on. He got his hook. Goddamn, Bruce. Why he got his hook in you that goddamn deep?
No, yeah, he don't have anything in me. Pause. He don't have anything in me. Pause. But the issue that you have with my commentary on LeBron is that you've been so conditioned over the last 22 years of hearing the mainstream sports treating this dude, I'm gonna say it again, like he raises the dead, heals the sick, and walks on water. That when I bring the other side of it, it drives you crazy because you.
It's the same thing, not even whether negative or positive. You're just as obsessed as I am. You just as obsessed. Goddamn, bitch, you did 5 shows on him this week.
He's the biggest topic in sports media right now. Of course, I'm gonna talk about it.
Okay, but like my man, I know, brother, and I don't say it to insult you because the show is doing great and we looking good, and but goddamn, Bruce, you've been on the goddamn 5 whole week tour with the goddamn LeBron James.
Listen. Believe me, I would rather not be talking about all this. I was telling my other homeboy yesterday, I'm tired. I'm seriously tired, bro.
It's a respect thing. I think LeBron, certain levels of respect you have, in certain levels of respect, you have different dudes. I just think certain dudes just rub him the wrong way when they even say anything about him. But why can't we just keep it on the court, Bruce? Why we gotta go talk about other things that's going on with them? I'm talking about let's keep it in context.
Keep it on the court. Because he's more than an athlete. He said that he doesn't want us to.
This guy in your dreams. Seriously, I think you truly.
No.
Could you wake up with LeBron on your mind every goddamn morning? I mean, how many times have we had this argument?
I do not. But what happens is, I ain't gonna lie. When I wake up in the morning, when I'm working out, when I'm walking the dog, doing whatever I'm doing, I listen to podcasts that I missed from the night before. And if they talk about LeBron, it gives me ideas. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Bruce, you just be salivating, wait for some news to come out about LeBron.
Nah, not at all, man. I didn't have to talk about LeBron. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Tuesday at 2 o'clock in the evening when something come across the timeline about LeBron. But he do that with a lot of other stuff too. I ain't gonna go there with it though. But mainly, if something comes across about LeBron, I gotta talk about it because it moves the goddamn needle. And you talking about I'm a LeBron Glazer, so are you. You're a negative LeBron Glazer. And I'm a positive LeBron Glazer. What's the goddamn difference?
It's the medium.
Negative or positive, Brucey?
It's the medium, man. It's the way the media works. I didn't make it work this way.
So let's move it. Let's move it into great debate, man. Obviously, a lot of points brought up, and you all taken, I guess, your position of defending the other person. Right. I can respect that. I can appreciate it. The chat is on fire right now, man. A lot of good commentary being shared there. Bruce, if you want to open up the phone lines right now, I think it'll be a great opportunity for us to do that. Yes, that would be perfect. They on fire in the comments. Yeah, I do want to say really quickly because Bruce said it was okay for me to do so. To everybody in the chat, man, everybody who's looking, I'm like 22 subscribers away from my first 500, man. So if y'all would do me a huge favor, subscribe to my channel. You know what I mean? Subscribe to my channel. Yeah, man. I had a whole episode. Yeah, I have my LeBron videos up there too.
Man, what days you come on?
I just post. I don't even do the live thing. I create actual content around it. So yeah, check it out, man. There's a whole lot of good content.
He's got great content.
What's going on, Q?
What's going on?
Let me clear my throat in the famous words of that point from DJ Cool.
Yeah.
Nah, but but here's the deal. Charles Barkley said something today that really kind of caught my attention.
I saw that.
This SAS versus LeBron, there's no winners.
Nope.
None.
No.
If you really look at it, it's kind of like this movie called Crimson Tide when Denzel and Gene Hackman fought over the ship.
Yeah.
It was just one hell of a mess. And what it does, it detracts away from basketball.
It does.
This is the reason why I'm gonna put more of it on Stephen A. Smith than LeBron James. As a journalist, as a media person, you have to have objectivity. You know why? Because athletes lie. Bruce? Did they teach you that journalism and sports journalism?
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
But when you can't trust the media and the standards, and you get personal, when that personal line gets crossed, I can't look at you the same because I can't trust you. I know,
That's a great point.
That's why media, especially mainstream, is held to a different standard.
That's true.
That's so true. And this is why I respect Bruce. We can disagree, but at least I know he's honest in his disagreement. I can't say that about Stephen A. and the other guys. Two, when I see your videos, okay, whether I agree with them or not, at least I know you're real about it. I can't tell if those guys real. That's why. So, what they need to do is just move that on.
No, you're right. You're right, because I'm definitely tired of this thing. I ain't gonna lie to you. But no, Chief, I will say real quick is that while you're 100% right in what you're saying, the only problem is LeBron didn't have any problem when Stephen A. Smith has been lying for him all these years. But now Stephen A. Smith is not. Stephen A. Smith, like, I'm fed up, and now it's a problem.
Lie. God damn, Bruce. That nigga's a lot of you. Damn, man. You're so difficult sometimes.
But here's the deal. Like in 2011, I think the way that Stephen A. came at Bron, he didn't talk to him no more. He never had an interview. I remember, man, in 2009, they were talking, yucking it up. They were like the best of buds. Because you got to think, LeBron, during that, LeBron, AI, Stephen A., all them guys kind of came up together to get famous.
Right.
Think about it. And after 2011 on that decision, LeBron didn't talk to him no more. Now, Rich and everybody else, but LeBron didn't have nothing to do with it.
Right.
So he was ice cold toward him then on. So anything Skip talked about LeBron, as a matter of fact, D-Wade said him and LeBron know about Skip. They laugh at Skip. They find it to be entertaining. But it's a different level with Stephen A. And the other thing I don't like about it, the optics of brothers fighting on TV.
Yeah,
because what that does, that perpetuates drama. Look at these billionaire fighting. They got all the money in the world. We put them in these positions. We put them in these platforms. They still ain't gonna act right.
I agree, said Bubba, but sometimes you gotta check your niggas. Sometimes you gotta check a person, man. You just gotta check. Sometimes you gotta check.
I got you. Yo, bro. I know how well Baltimore roll, brother. I got you. But at the same time, we not in them spaces no more. We can't do like that.
No, that ain't about from Baltimore. It's not about where you're from. Excuse me for saying the N-word, but I'm outside with the homies. But
no. But I got
New York. I'm just saying. Sometimes everyone has that breaking point. I'm telling you, everybody cracks.
Oh, yeah.
So let me jump in here. Pause. Let me ask you all this: how come this breaking point? And this is my thing. With all the physical abuse LeBron has taken throughout his 22-year career, and we know this, why has this breaking point only come 22 years in with a small reporter? That's what I don't get. And again, I'm not advocating for brothers to be out here fighting.
It don't matter. Seriously, when I say I wish, hold on, I'm sorry, Sid Brother. Let me say something real quick, bro.
Go ahead, Bruce.
On some real. Let me be real. When I say I wanted LeBron to crack his job, come on, I'm real. I don't want LeBron to crack that man.
No, I know you're not saying that.
Right. What if he would have? I would have been mad at him. Goddamn. But I Come on, y'all. It's not about wanting brothers to fight. Sometimes you gotta. It was just you break the point, and you just gotta check something. Come on, everybody, man. You check somebody before this was irking the hell out you before.
I get it. But he's never checked anybody else though.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
So let me say this too, though.
Yeah.
Why you don't get that part? He don't respect them. Go ahead.
Right.
I think he's a coward, but
anyway. let me see this. Now, when he checked them, Brucey, that man just got $100 million for Disney.
Right.
Think about it.
Right.
LeBron got a professional PR person. That brother don't move. He don't move reckless at all. Everything that man does is calculated. I've watched him over the years. He went on Pat McAfee to shoot a shot.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, Stephen A., I ain't finna go on your show. I'm finna go on this man's show, and I'm gonna stunt on you. Extra.
As he should have.
Social media. He did social media thing. After Stephen A. say he gonna pull up and swing on him. Then you see Stephen A. boxing. Then I drop my head.
So why did Stephen A. leave it alone the first time when he addressed it? When he was on ESPN about as a father, I respect LeBron. Then he talked about I had a week to sleep on it. I'm gonna have to come back. I got something to say. Cause come on now, it's fake. It's fake. Why not leave it alone the first time? You stirring the pot.
Thank you.
Stirring the pot.
This is what we don't want, but this is what they want to go, Brucey. Stephen A. got at it. Stephen A. got a big ego too.
Yeah.
And when he on that Taylor Swift, he's telling this part. But see, the thing, I don't like them going against each other. It's a deeper political reason.
Yes.
And this is when Bruce said, well, why you say a lot of people in the black community dislike Stephen A? Okay, when you get friends with Sean Hannity, Megyn Kelly, Bill O'Reilly, they prop you up to be the next president. You talking bad about LeBron. Now they, guess what? They want to talk bad about LeBron.
So would it have been better if that was Skip Bayless instead of Stephen A? Would it have been a difference?
Nah.
But I think it would have been more understandable. Not different, but more understandable because Skip been going at this dude every day for the last 2 decades.
But guess what, though? But this is all, I give Skip credit.
Mm-hmm.
For 20-something years, Skip really never got personal with LeBron.
Yes, he did.
He called him Prince James. He has a nickname as far as him being outside the court.
Mm-hmm.
All Skip done is commend him. That's all he did. Outside.
Right.
He even put him above MJ.
But maybe Skip doesn't know the stuff that Stephen A. knows, though. Remember, Stephen A. is like in the weeds. He knows a lot. And that's one thing I'll say. He knows a lot and does not talk it. And Allen Iverson to tell you that. So that's the other thing. Obviously, we can't comment because we don't know. But imagine the stuff Stephen A. knows about LeBron, which is what irritates me even more about the fact that he's been catering for this dude lying all these years. But now because he's irritated, he want to start talking. I don't like that part of it. I don't like that at all.
There you go.
I don't understand. You're so militant-minded and stoic in your mentality and your beliefs. So you're a militant guy. You're a militant. You strong. I mean, you're not going to crack. You're going to remain stoic. Understand what I'm saying?
Hey, Brucey, you got it.
You had a hot moment on national television. Man, stop it.
Hey, Brucey, you got a crop. Hey, boy, man, I was like, what? Boy,
in the palace. God damn, that's like y'all making it seem. Shit.
But yeah, I'm gonna go though. But LeBron ain't my king anymore. That belongs to Steve Splendor.
King of the chat.
He's the king of the chat.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes, Steve Splender's my king now. I no longer worship LeBron James. I try to worship a man who looks at another man's tighty whities and ice cream and
ice cream.
I try to bow down to Steve. Steve said we don't do that around here. So Steve is my king, and I will leave it at that. And hail to the King Steve.
Oh my goodness.
Hail King Steve.
All right, Chief, man. Great call, man. I appreciate you, brother. All right. Laker Nation, let's get it, man. Laker Nation, call, man. Oh my gosh.
You know, man, that was Transformer calling, man. What Transformer, if you out there, please call in, brother. Seriously, because me and you, both of us, been sick of Bruce lately. And this is goddamn shenanigans.
Man, I'm sick of this whole
Like,
story.
man, that's my guy, though. See, we was trying to click. Hey, the inboxes get nasty, though, boy. I'm telling you. Hey.
I don't even know. This was Laker Nation was good, man. Hello?
Man, why can't I hear y'all?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Laker Nation?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Damn, what the hell on this damn phone?
Man, call back, man. Laker Nation, call back, man. I don't know why you couldn't hear
man,
it.
Our inboxes could be on Patreon.
Oh man, yeah, y'all don't want any parts of that, man. This was light work compared to that.
No Caitlin Clark, Andrew Reese debates.
Oh man, Laker Nation, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you better.
Okay, there we go. What you got, brother?
I'm there over my speakerphone.
Yeah.
What you got, man?
Yeah, my phone over here acting like a swap meet phone. Shit,
Damn.
thing was too damn expensive.
All right, what you got, man?
Man, I got a few questions. For y'all, man. It was a long debate, but I got a few questions for y'all. First one is for you, Brucey.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you made a comment in saying that Bruce wake up with LeBron on his mind, and and all he talk about is Bron, but I'm saying like this.
Okay.
You don't have LeBron on the title of this show, and certain people did not show up in this chat that only show up when Bron is on the title. Young Disciple was one of them.
That's a great.
What is your opinion on that? Because it seems like only certain people show up unless LeBron is in the title.
Right. So what's your question, brother?
That's your question. That was the question. If you
yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. Hey, he might be in the chat. He might be watching. You might, hey.
There's no way you would sit through you and me arguing about LeBron and Stephen A without saying nothing.
I was about to say that too. There's no way he was going to sit quiet when you.
Yeah, that's strange, right?
There's no Dominique in here either. No, Dominique only show up when he talk about when he got LeBron in the title.
True.
There's a few others. But the serious question is recently, I had some opinion to ask you this, but you guys, it kind of got lost in the shuffle, so I'll ask it myself. Recently, Herc had inserted himself into the beef with Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James, mentioning that hot garbage, talking about he blocked him in his phone because LeBron blocked him on social media. To me, where I'm from, that's some, excuse my language, chat, but that's some hoe shit. What is your opinion on his lifelong AAU buddy Perk trying to get his name out there off the back of Stephen A. Smith and LeBron's beef? Like, what is your sense on Perk doing that?
Oh, you got me on that one, nigga nation. I ain't no big Perk guy. Yeah, he act like he's too tough a lot of times. So, but I guess it based Perk. He in this secret. Why would you block a grown man? Like, that's kind of like you said, it's whole shit. It's kind of weird.
Why is that? Why is that? Why?
Why would you block him? Like, why? Like, because LeBron. If LeBron is upset at him because obviously something he said. But why block him though? Like, okay, if you block him, why put it public?
The main thing I want you to touch on is the fact that this is the main issue between him and Stephen A. Why would Perk insert himself into. I'm gonna give you my view after you answer your question. But after you answer the question, I want to hear. I want to hear. You're a LeBron guy, so I want to hear. I want to hear your stance as one of LeBron's number one homies from AAU is jumping in on there, and it kind of sounds like he's siding with Stephen A. on this. But why would he at this point insert him by him inserting himself into this beef? What is your feelings about that?
Everybody flipping on LeBron because LeBron not sucking because he's a part of ESPN. He's right there with Stephen A. He his puppet. He got to go along with the boss man on Saturday. Everybody's flipping on LeBron. Kenny Smith, Charles Barkley. Everybody got something to say about LeBron, and all of them acting like they the best goddamn people in the goddamn world who haven't done snake shit before. Especially Stephen A. I would go back to him. How he snaked Kellerman. But anyway, everybody flipping on LeBron. I guess Perk like that because he's right there with Boss Man and Stephen A. So he's going along with the train. He's going along with the ESPN train with Stephen A. He flip-flops too. So why
does everybody have to be on LeBron's freaking? Go ahead. My bad.
If you're my day one, you stay neutral. You don't switch sides. Hold up. If you want to criticize me, keep it in the middle. Keep it in the middle.
I'm gonna get your stance on that too, Bruce. When Bruce is finished, I'm gonna get your stance on that too. Then I'm gonna get mine, and then I'm gonna ask my second question just for you, Bruce.
Kendrick Perk is right there, and he's going along with the ESPN narrative right now. He's going along with Stephen A. Everybody has an opinion about something. And I seem like in the world, I'm the only one on the side. Me and Gil and Nick Wright and Shannon. Shit.
That's a damn.
We the four amigos. But yes, he got to because Boss Man, they're sitting right there with him, and it's all scripted from the beginning. Basically, go ahead. I'm done.
Yeah, I can respect your point of view. Like he's siding with his boss, and he's $100 million man over there on ESPN. But Bruce, your question: what is you're an East Coast guy too. What is your stance on the same question? Like what Perk did?
I don't think Perk did anything wrong. All Perk did was tell the truth when asked about it, right? Perk also didn't volunteer this whole thing about, getting blocked and all that. Stephen A. pulled him into that. So, I don't know if he was supposed to lie on TV right there, but whatever. But no, I don't think Perk did anything wrong, but it's the same thing. Perk told the truth. Bron didn't like it. So Bron blocked him a couple times, right? This happened maybe a year ago. I did a show on it. And then you saw Perk kind of come back around, which I guess he got back in Bron's good graces, however that happened. And now I guess he told the truth again at some point because Bron unfollowed him or whatever. He's like, yo, I'm done with this. I don't need this crap. So I blocked him. Hey, listen, you don't want to hear from me. You don't want to speak to me. We don't have to. Cool. I got nothing to say. I don't see anything wrong with what Perk did. Nothing.
Okay, so you standing on the fact that you just feel like Bron being emotional about the whole situation.
Absolutely.
And you feel like Perk is standing on business by what he did.
Yeah, you cannot push your kid in the street and then get mad when somebody comes and hits him with their car. It's that simple. This is really what it's all about. You're getting so upset because people have something to say about Bronny when you pulled that kid into the spotlight and you didn't need to. It's that simple. It's that freaking simple.
Hey, shout out to Eddie. Every time you say amen, look, make sure in the chat. That's how I'm cracking up.
Don't do that.
That's just funny. Well, my stance on it is I just think he's trying to get clicks and get his name out there because this shit's going viral between him and Stephen A. That's just my opinion. I'm just trying to make a business move.
I don't think you right now. Hurt yourself into this, and I don't think that works that way.
I think he's just inserting himself.
Perk is not big enough.
All right,
but yeah, go ahead.
All right, Bruce. My question is: take overall, just take your personal feelings towards LeBron aside.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, I'll have
just take the GOAT debate feelings and all that out of the side. Just on a man-to-man level. Okay, I'm asking this on a man-to-man level. You don't think it was because this long-standing beef is way goes. between him and Stephen A. goes way beyond this. It goes back to the early days when Skip was there. But I'm not gonna go into details about that because it's not what the debate's about. It's about what's happening currently. So pick that up. All right. Stephen A. has gone on record telling people, if you don't have like what I have to say, you know how to find me. Yes or no?
Yes.
So you don't have no. So why you don't have a? So why is there a problem with LeBron checking him on site when out of Stephen A's mouth he done told these athletes, you have issues with anything I say, you know how to find me. How was that a sucker move?
So I've explained it time and again. The reason why I feel it's a sucker move. Yes, he says it constantly. You know where to find me. I'm at the games, blah, blah, blah. Cool. The reason it's a sucker move, very simply, is because LeBron did it in such a way that he wouldn't have to deal with any response. And I'm not talking about physical response, obviously. That would be stupid. But no, he didn't have to deal with any response. He walked over there during a timeout. You know this. You coach. A timeout is 30 seconds. He cursed him out for 30 seconds and then he walked away. So what opportunity would Stephen A have had to respond? He didn't give him that opportunity. And that's why it was a sucker move. I did not like that. Why didn't he go to him after the game? He still could have got whoever he had filming it to take that video. But why didn't he go after him? Why didn't he go to him after the game? Because Stephen A could have actually responded, but he didn't want that. LeBron only wanted to say what he had to say and move on. And that is a sucker move.
Well, you had to move on.
So your point of view is because the fact that it happened in the middle of the game and he didn't have no chance to respond, that you feel like it was a sucker move, it ain't got nothing to do with nothing else.
Yep. The way he handled it. Like,
Just,
cool.
You're
a man, you get irritated. You want to approach somebody. Cool. But also that's the main reason. But also, as I've said before, I think it was a sucker move because all these years, we never seen him run up on anybody. But then he ran up on the little guy who's not an athlete. I don't respect that at all.
Well, at the same token, Bruce, nobody else has ever said that if you have anything issues with what I say, come find me. Either.
But that's cool. But when you playing ball all them years and you getting, like LeBron talks about how he gets beat up all this time, right? How much he gets beat up through the years, right? Cool. You get beat up through the years. I got you. Why didn't you ever lose it in response physically on the court? Because you're not built like that. But you were built like that, looking real tough.
Okay, hold up. Don't try to act like my man. Because LeBron is a laid-back, easy guy.
So why he wasn't laid back and easy with Stephen A?
He don't respect Stephen A. And it was building up for years.
So all them dudes that been hacking him for years wasn't building up, right? Sucker move. Exactly.
I believe LeBron's strong because he's stuck on the court. He's not. He's emotional as far as comparing to the refs. Before I was like, guys going at him, stop this. Man, go away, man. LeBron keep calling LeBron soft and all. Man, that man is not soft, bro.
Yeah. All right. Everybody has their own views about soft and all that. All right. This is my point. And you guys can rebuttal to my point, and then I'll get off. I only have those two questions. Hey, I have no problem with how anybody handle their business. Just, be able to, handle the consequences of your actions. That's how I stand on anything.
Right.
To go back on what you said, yes, I do coach. But if one of my players get out of pocket and approach a fan or somebody in the stands that paid their money to watch me play, I have an issue with that because it interrupts the team culture of what we're trying to establish, what we're doing on the court. What you do outside of that, that's on you. The only issue I have on that is that was his place of work and that was unprofessional.
Mm-hmm.
I told you before, you keep personal feelings outside away from business.
Mm-hmm. But
you're there to handle business. You handle the business.
You keep that outside of business. All right. The last thing I want to approach, I know you guys talked about the Pat McAfee interview. I have no issues with him doing that either, and you guys can respond to this too. But my issue is the timing of it and the content. To me, there was no basketball or professional way of retorting of anything. I just think that was just like some barbershop talk for you to for you there to just sit there and clown and take shots and make yourself look even worse than what the public already reviews you as it is. So if you want to do an interview, that's fine. There was a point where somebody's popping off at you. Yes, you have to respond, but the timing of it, in my opinion, was bad. I don't like the timing of it, and I don't like the content.
I love the time. The time was beautiful. That's be petty. We gonna be petty. Petty for petty. Eye for an eye, right? Everybody has their differences.
Come on, Brucey. Brucey. Keep it a buck. Keep it a buck, my nigga. You're not a grown man talking about another man's draws and shit on TV, man. That's some petty hoe shit.
Man, that man was goddamn. Are we securing our manhoods or not?
Not like that. Nope. I would never talk about no crap like that.
If I had a problem with you, Brucey,
he was being funny, man.
If I had a problem with you, Brucey, and I went on TV and I started talking about your drawers, cereal, and all that shit. And you trying to say you and that?
Trying to be funny, man. Goddamn.
Nah,
you wouldn't have no issue with that.
Nah, man, that's real substandard. Nah. No man should be talking.
I don't got no problem with him saying the Taylor Swift tour because that's what it is, the Taylor Swift tour. That means going on podcast.
Right, you talk about somebody sitting on the couch and they tighty whities eating ice cream paws. Like, what do you? Why would you even be thinking about that as a man?
He said ice cream. I'm over here thinking about Cocoa Puffs. That was somebody just get on that.
Real talk. Why would you even be thinking about another man in that fashion? What the hell is that?
Go ahead, man. Don't try to make it seem like he's...
No, I'm asking a simple question. Have you ever...
He said it in the context of a joke, Bruce. Goddamn, you goddamn militant. You're a 5-star goddamn general, Bruce. You think different than a happy-go-lucky guy from Akron. He thought it was funny. It was a corny trying to be funny. He was being corny. You're a military guy. You can play those type of games.
Listen, I've been corny plenty of times in my life. Not like that, though.
Go ahead, man.
Brucey, my last thing I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna get off, Brucey. I'm gonna let you respond.
Yes, sir.
I coach teenagers, and they're the most outspoken people in the world.
Yes.
I asked them, like, what did y'all think about that interview? What they brought up, they was like, man, that's some gay shit. Why are you talking about that man draw?
Okay.
Right.
These are coming from 12-year-olds.
Okay. We're gonna leave that right there. We're gonna leave that right there. Laker Nation, I appreciate the call, brother. Thank you so much.
Quit being all PR on me, bro.
Listen. No, we're gonna leave that right there. No.
Quit being all PR because I said the G word.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. Yup.
Oh, come on, bro.
Hey, man, it's not my rules, man. That's these people. Not your people. These
come
people,
on,
you know the people. But look, we're gonna leave it.
Opinion stated. Get your man on the right path.
No, that's cool. No. I need this channel. I put a lot of work into this thing. We all do. But listen,
you're gonna get him canceled, bro.
He gonna bleep that out. He gonna bleep that out on the replay. I know what you gonna do.
I appreciate it, Laker Nation. Thank you for the call, brother. We're gonna leave it right there, man. Yeah, we're not doing that, y'all. That's not how we talk on this channel. Nope. All right. Let's go ahead and we're gonna wrap it up right there. Damn, it's 3 hours. We're gonna wrap it up right there. Man, this is probably one of the most lively shows I've ever done. Man, normally y'all know I try to stay calm and cool, man. But Bruce, yeah, man, he brought the fire out, man. He brought the fire out of me today. So that was something.
Hey, wait till that Angel Reese and CC conversation.
Ooh, yeah, that's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be not too long from now.
Yeah,
Season
May.
starts So yeah, we're gonna have that one.
How many more months we got for football? God damn it.
Nah, that's gonna be a while, man. We got so about August time, man.
Hey, man, I want to say my opinion stated. I appreciate you, brother. God damn, you're a really good moderator.
Fantastic job, man. Yes.
Did a great job, man. Where's a hand clap at on the button, man? Hit the button, man.
I appreciate you, man.
It was fun. Damn, man. It was fun, man. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah. Hey, I definitely appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate the invitation too. And I appreciate, like I said, man, I respect, people's opinions. I respect you for being 100.
Hold on, Steve called it, but see, okay, the Duke gang get ready to come in. You ready to watch your boy?
Yeah,
Cooper Flag.
Steve, and you got us out for that. But yeah, I was gonna say, bro, I appreciate you for being 100, man. You know what I mean? Like every time since I've been a fan of this show, you know what I mean? Whether you in the chat, man, or whether you calling and going at Bruce Neck, man, I've always appreciated your candor, bro.
I always say, hey, when he go right, I gotta go left. Can't go right.
Right. Oh, let's take this Steve real quick.
We gotta get Steve to close it out.
Hey, Steve, last one, man. What you got, brother?
I was gonna let y'all wrap it up, but everybody started bringing my name up, so I had to call in. There you go. I was gonna let it.
Hold up, Steve. Wait, Steve. Wait, I got one question. Do you have on sneakers today, or do you have on some decks? You know what I mean? What you got on?
Wait, what?
I think you're triggering me into saying what Laker Nation said. If you're on the couch eating ice cream, Steve.
Oh, man, you hate me.
No, you're gonna get from yesterday. Yesterday he said he don't wear J's. He only wears you know what I mean, like certain kinds of shoes.
I've never had a pair. I've never had a pair.
Oh, you said shoes. I thought you were talking about the LeBron thing.
Oh, no. It's how about your shoes.
I wore dress shoes to church earlier, and now I'm in my flip flops. I'm ready for the barbecue.
Oh man, what you got, Steve? What you got, brother?
I hate that this beef is what it is because it's two people that I don't respect at all. In the context of the situation, logically, I reduce it to I do think Stephen A. he's not a victim. But I think LeBron did him wrong. I think LeBron, with the spectacle of the context of it being surrounded about Bronny, like LeBron's trying to stand on a double standard. So I don't agree with that. But the macro of this situation is I don't respect either one of them.
That's fair.
I think it sucks that I don't have to pick a side, but because it's such a big topic, it's like you get into it. And it's like, yeah, I would probably side with Stephen A. on this one, but I don't like either one of them, and I think they're both handling this like females. I'm not going to say anything, bro. I'm going to say anything too bad, Bruce, but it's female behavior on both aspects. The way LeBron confronted Stephen A. was on some female stuff. The way Stephen A. is like doing his Taylor Swift tour, that's some female stuff too. This could have been handled like men. If you really had a problem with him, LeBron, you could have got am I supposed to believe that it was courtside in the third quarter during a timeout where LeBron that was the only way he could have reached out to Stephen A. and addressed this. Let's be real here. We're talking about the face of ESPN and the face of the NBA. You know they got people, they could have linked up and had this conversation. I think LeBron's petty because he's trying to play daddy day. I'm sorry, Brucey. I know that's your guy. I know that's your king, but this is the king of the chat, and I'm spitting. This idea that LeBron is
he should cut his coaches when he's approached people publicly.
Let him cook.
His coaches on national television. But go ahead, Steve.
Oh my goodness.
Well, hold on. Let's break this down. Let's break this down. What did Stephen A. say about Bronny that was so out of bounds? Because every time Stephen A. brings up Bronny, he gives a preamble about how LeBron is a great father, he's a married man.
The first time around was Bronny struggled in Philadelphia.
Stephen A. goes above and beyond to stick his whole nose up LeBron's asshole before he ever even breaks down the criticism of Bronny James.
Sure
the idea he's talking about Bronny James on a professional level is because LeBron's tweets and LeBron's leverage of getting him in the spotlight. So it's like, this is where I'd say it's female behavior on both ends. I hate to defend Stephen A. I do not respect him. I think he parades around like an attention-seeking woman himself. If Stephen A. were a woman, he'd be an Instagram girl.
Ooh.
He'd be getting as much attention and likes and as much clout as he could get. But the context of this thing is, I think they're both acting like females. Bronny's acting like an overbearing mother where it's like, you put your son in the career spotlight. You cannot be mama bear protecting baby cub. This ain't La Daddy daycare. Like, let your son be his own man. Like, and this idea that he's saying, like, well, I got to protect my household, that just means you're listening to your wife. That means your wife's not. And you was a simp, and you went out there on national television because your wife done told you what to do. When he should have told his wife, like he told his mother, sit down and shut up. Let Bronny be his own man. I cannot go out and publicly protect him all the time. That's what I'm saying. Now, to sit here and act like Stephen A. is some saint, he's some victim, I can't go that far because I think Stephen A. is a talking puppet controlled by a mainstream company. He's going to do whatever the money tells him to do. I'm not a fan of it. But if we have to reduce this to the context of this being, I'll be honest. The Laker Nation said it perfectly. Like, I don't have a problem with LeBron doing an interview, but it's like the timing of this is horrible. And he went on McAfee as a dig at Stephen A. Because I think it was Horizon was talking in the chat, like, why did he choose McAfee? It doesn't make sense other than the fact that everybody knows that McAfee and Stephen A. are ESPN rivals. They're competing for numbers, so he went on McAfee as another dig to Stephen A. That's what I think. I'm putting my, shout out Sid, I'm putting my deep tinfoil hat on looking into the depths of this, and that's the only logical conclusion I can come to.
So what's
the fact that he sat down with McAfee was because I think it was another dig at Stephen A. to kind of contribute to this current beat.
So what's the difference?
And into the context, come on, Brucey. He went on McAfee. He sounded so feminine, bro. He was like talking about himself. I got this basketball IQ. I was this at 8 years old. It was like
the Omega, the chosen one. The Alpha and Omega. What's the difference between what Dion do for Shador and what Bron doing for Bronny? What's the difference?
I'll be honest. People don't like when I say this. People don't like when I say this, Brucey. That's a very good analogy, and it's a very good point. I'm not saying Shador can't ball, but it's like, I do think Dion needs to take a step back and let Shador be his own man. You've coached him for all these years up into college. That's not normal. I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's not normal. At this point, I think it's good for him to take a step back and let Shador be his own man. Because Shador's a dog. Shador ain't Bronny, bro. Shador don't need Dion to get him in the league. Shador can stand on his own merit. I'm not trying to hit on Bronny. I hope Bronny health good, and I hope Bronny has a good career. I don't wish anything ill will against him. Right. But we can clearly see from USC into now, like, he's not this NBA face that Bronny was tweeting about while he was a senior in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a problem when your father defends you, like a LaVar Ball, you do the Ball brothers? It's a problem when your father defends you? You're not a man if someone...
Man, yes. As a grown man, yes. Because he raised you to be a man to go out and face the world. So he should not have to be there once you're grown.
He's facing the world. What are those Stephen A. goddamn bully?
Look
how he did Kwame Brown. Look how he did Kwame Brown. He picks motherfuckers to bully. The point is, LeBron won't let him bully Bronny. That's not happening. Look how he did Kwame Brown for years. Bully. Calling him a scrub. He was in the league for 12 years.
Bruce, disingenuous. He never did. He never bullied Bronny or never tried to. You just missed all of
Brucey, I was just going to say, here, this is what we say. On a blanket statement, should a father defend his son? Yes. When your son is a man, is it your obligation to defend your son at that point? I guess this is just where we would have a disagreement. Like, I'm not going to defend, I'm not a father, I don't have any kids. If I had a son and I had to go defend him out in the public as an adult, I would be embarrassed. I did something wrong.
Correct.
Now, I don't think Bronny did anything wrong, but it's like, here's the deal. You are a professional athlete and you are in the league. So it's like your game is going to get criticism by sports journalism, just like any other athlete that has ever breathed air, that has ever been in the public spotlight. Like, you're not different. You don't get special treatment because your dad's LeBron.
I don't think Stephen A. said anything out of bounds personally to diminish Bronny. I think Stephen A., and trust me, I don't like defending him, I think Stephen A. gave a fair criticism of Bronny's game given the context of how he got into the league. And I think even still, he was as general as it could be because he kissed LeBron's ass before he even gave that fair criticism.
Mm-hmm.
And this idea, and this is where Sid called it, shout out Sid, Sid called it weeks ago when this thing first came up. Like, I think LeBron is using Bronny as a scapegoat to go after Stephen A. Because if this is stuff like, I think, Bruce, you did make good points. Stephen A. has probably said things about LeBron in the past that irked him and got him pissed. So address that then. It's like, don't use Bronny as this scapegoat in the middle of an NBA game during a timeout. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, you know who's handled the best? Somebody said in the chat, I can't remember. I think it might have been Laker Nation. Shout out Laker Nation. Bronny's handled this situation the best of all three of these guys. Stephen A's acting all female. Bronny's acting like all female, like Mama Bear. He's kind of like, he's not publicly addressed this. He's let it go. That's the most professional way to kind of go about it.
He acting like a female because he's a pro Stephen A. God damn, man.
Hold on, Brucey. Hold on. I'm going to use your own argument that you made. Is this female to go up and be all talk in front of us to make a spectacle of beef? Or if you really got beef and you're really about it, you ain't just going to go up and be a talking box so you're a spectacle. If you're really about it, you're going to do something about it. That's what makes it female. Just getting all loud and getting all this attention over the beef instead of actually handling the beef. That's why I say it's female. Now, I'm not promoting violence. That's not what I'm saying. And I don't think this situation would merit any violence. But like we're grown men. We all know when it's time to defend yourself and to address something physically versus gossip and something like this. That's why I say.
Let me ask you this: would it have been different if it was a known tough guy who did it instead of LeBron? See what I'm saying? Everybody thinks LeBron is weak. It's Ron Artest. Say Ron Artest was Ron Artest in LeBron's shoes. Would it have been different? Would LeBron have been? Would it have been more? I mean,
I think Brucey, I would hold the same standard where I would say that's out of bounds. Like addressing a guy in the middle of a timeout, in the middle of a game like that, when you could go, if you really did want to do something, you could handle it behind the scenes, or if you could discuss it behind the scenes. I think I would hold the same standard.
He didn't.
What I do think changes is the way LeBron came at Stephen A. He's not going to do that if it's Charles, if it's Perk, if it's Shaq, if it's somebody that could actually defend themselves. Oh, what's that?
He respect those guys. He don't respect Stephen A.
Bruce. That's an excuse you're trying to make.
And I can understand why you would have a short fuse from somebody that you respect compared to somebody that you already dislike. I think that's a natural human instinct where it's like, I just don't like this cat. I'm going to go at him different versus somebody that I have a little bit more respect for. I think that's fair. Like, that's a natural human proclivity. It's like we have favoritisms, we have biases. That's fair. But what I would say is it's still a double standard. It's like, if I'm going to have this energy for so-and-so for saying the exact same thing that everybody else did, I definitely think that's a double standard. So it's like, I would agree with you. By human nature, we're going to have, people we respect more. We're going to have individuals we're not going to get as heated at. But the logic that stands behind it would be inconsistent.
Okay, I got you, Steve.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, Steve explained it so good. I don't have no rebuttal, but I stand on what I stand on. Is on site. But you're right. Hey, Steve, you explained. Hey, Steve, my man, you're good, man. You really.
Hey, it's all about
Bruce. I was with anybody in the chat, Bruce, anybody, but for you, I don't think I might duck out against you on the debate, Steve. I don't know. I might. This guy.
Understand? I think it's fine to have your opinion. I just like that we get to hash it out and bullshit over it.
There we go. Steve, we got to cut it right there, man. We got to call this tonight.
All right.
Yeah,
Hey,
dog going
y'all
crazy
fellas
over there
stay
and all
blessed.
that.
Q, you did a great job, brother. I'm gonna be tuning into your show. I subbed the other day. Bruce, I appreciate you. Brucey, I appreciate you. Y'all
Man.
stay blessed.
No doubt,
Yes,
Steve.
you
Thank you
do.
so much for the call, man. I appreciate you.
Oh,
Thank you,
man.
brother.
Yes, sir.
All right, team. So we're gonna leave it right there. Again, appreciate all of you for being here. Thanks so much for hanging out with us for the past 3.5 hours. Didn't intend for it to go this long, but that happens sometimes. So again, thanks so much. Great show. Appreciate it. Appreciate Q. Appreciate Bruce. Thank you for taking a busy time out, guys. And
I
make
know
sure
you're going on vacation this week, ain't you, Bruce?
I don't even know, man. Hopefully.
I know you ain't doing no show in the morning. I know you
Nah,
ain't coming right
nah,
back at us.
nah. We're doing
You got to. The
transfer
guys.
available.
The
We're doing
guys, division of 3. It's
we're
division
going
of 3
on
now, right?
Wednesday. Monday. I'm sorry, Monday.
Oh, you ain't doing nothing tomorrow?
Nah, no show tomorrow. Transformers not gonna be around. So he asked if we could push till Monday, so we're gonna do that.
Great,
But yeah,
great.
everybody, y'all have a wonderful night, man. I'm gonna go
Man.
eat and watch this game. If there's anybody who on here who is Muslim, I will say Eid Mubarak. Enjoy your Eid, and just have a wonderful one, a safe one with family and friends.
All right, fellas.
Yeah.
Hold on, Bruce. You ain't
What's
got
up,
my man close. I mean, he ain't get my man get the chance to say nothing to close it out. How we do? Did we?
Oh,
Could it
Q?
be better? I need some crit. What we did
Nah,
wrong?
go offline, man. Show's over. We critique
Come on,
offline.
Bruce. Get some damn patience for the viewers, Brucey.
Y'all, good night. We love y'all.
All right, man. Bye, man. Bye.
Blessings.